The atmosphere around the PGA Tour has rarely felt as tense as it does right now. What should have been another exciting stretch of professional golf has suddenly become the center of intense debate after a shocking incident left players, officials, and fans searching for answers. Social media erupted within minutes, television analysts began asking difficult questions, and golf insiders quickly realized this was more than just another controversial moment. Instead, it became the kind of story capable of dominating headlines across the sports world. While many details are still being discussed, one thing is already clear. Confidence in the tour's leadership and decision-making is once again under the microscope, and everyone wants to know exactly what happened. For years, the PGA Tour has been navigating one challenge after another. The ongoing rivalry with LIV Golf, constant discussions about player schedules, growing financial pressure, and questions surrounding the future of professional golf have already created an environment where every major decision receives enormous attention. That means even a single controversial incident can quickly grow into a much larger conversation about trust, transparency, and leadership. This latest situation has done exactly that. Instead of talking about birdies, championships, and incredible performances, the golf community is focused on confusion, frustration, and unanswered questions. Players have reacted in different ways. Some have chosen to remain careful with their comments, knowing that emotions often run high immediately after controversial moments. Others, however, have openly expressed concern, suggesting that the tour owes competitors and fans a complete explanation. In today's world, where every interview spreads instantly across social media and every statement becomes headline news within minutes, even a few carefully chosen words can fuel widespread speculation. That is exactly what has happened here. Every new comment has added another layer to an already complicated situation. Fans are equally divided. Some believe the tour handled everything appropriately based on the information available at the time. Others argue that the response lacked clarity and transparency. Across online platforms, thousands of golf supporters have been sharing theories, analyzing video clips, comparing previous incidents, and debating whether the situation could have been prevented. This level of engagement shows just how passionate golf fans have become about the direction of professional golf. They no longer accept brief explanations. They want detailed answers, accountability, and confidence that similar situations will not happen again. What makes this incident especially significant is the timing. Professional golf is already experiencing one of the biggest periods of change in its history. The battle between competing tours has transformed how players make career decisions. Television rights continue evolving. Sponsors expect stability, while fans simply want the world's best golfers competing under fair and consistent conditions. Against that backdrop, any controversy becomes much larger than the event itself. It becomes part of the ongoing story about where the game is heading and who should be trusted to lead it. Industry experts have pointed out that perception often matters almost as much as reality. Even if officials believe they followed every appropriate procedure, the absence of immediate, detailed communication can create uncertainty. Once uncertainty appears, speculation fills the gap. That is exactly what has unfolded over the past several hours. Every delayed response has encouraged more questions, and every unanswered question has generated even more discussion. Whether intentional or not, silence has allowed the controversy to grow far beyond the original incident. Current and former players understand that maintaining trust is essential for any professional sports organization. Golf depends heavily on integrity. Unlike many sports where referees constantly manage every play, golf has built its reputation around honesty, respect, and personal responsibility. Because of that tradition, fans expect the highest possible standards whenever controversy arises. When expectations are not immediately met, confidence can begin to erode, even before all the facts become available. Many observers believe the PGA Tour now faces a critical communication challenge. Simply releasing a short statement may no longer satisfy players or fans. People want a complete timeline of events, clear explanations of every decision that was made, and reassurance that similar situations will be handled consistently in the future. In an era where transparency influences public opinion more than ever before, organizations cannot afford to underestimate the importance of open communication. Regardless of where the investigation ultimately leads, this incident has already reminded everyone just how quickly professional sports can shift from celebration to controversy. One unexpected moment has changed the conversation across the entire golf world, leaving countless questions still waiting for answers. As new information continues to emerge, the pressure on tour officials will only increase, and the next few days could prove to be some of the most important for the future image of the PGA Tour. As the discussion continued to grow, attention quickly shifted toward the people responsible for leading the PGA Tour through moments like this. Leadership in professional sports is never easy, especially during periods of uncertainty, but many fans and analysts argued that this situation required faster and more direct communication. In today's media environment, every minute without a clear explanation creates room for speculation. That speculation can spread much faster than verified information, making it increasingly difficult for any organization to regain control of the narrative once public opinion begins to form. Several respected voices across the golf community pointed out that controversy itself is not always what damages an organization the most. Instead, it is often the way an organization responds to controversy that shapes public trust. History has shown this in countless sports. When leaders communicate openly, explain their decisions, and remain consistent, fans are generally willing to accept difficult outcomes. However, when information appears incomplete or delayed, frustration grows quickly, even among loyal supporters who have followed the sport for decades. Current players understand these pressures better than anyone. Every tournament requires complete focus, yet distractions away from the golf course can affect preparation just as much as difficult playing conditions. While athletes always try to keep their attention on competition, they also recognize that the reputation of the tour influences sponsorship opportunities, fan engagement, television audiences, and ultimately the future growth of the game. That is why many players quietly hope controversies are resolved quickly and professionally before they become larger than the tournaments themselves. Mutual trust. Players expect rules to be applied consistently regardless of rankings or popularity, while officials expect competitors to respect those decisions even when they disagree. Whenever a controversial situation creates uncertainty about that balance, conversations naturally become more emotional. Fans begin asking whether everyone is being treated equally, and players start wondering whether future decisions will be handled the same way. The timing has also increased the pressure. Professional golf is still adjusting to one of the most significant periods of change in modern history. New business partnerships, evolving tournament structures,